All right, we're going to bring in now Israeli Consul General Aviv Ezra. Thank you, sir, for joining us today as we're watching the beginnings of the hostage and prisoner exchange happening. We've gotten word that 13 hostages have come across into Egypt, that also some Thai hostages, about a dozen, have been released as well, or precisely a dozen. Your thoughts as we're watching this?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. You're 100% right. This is a bittersweet day for the state of Israel, for the people of Israel. As one of our major two goals of this campaign is to bring back our hostages. You can see that I'm wearing right here with me the tag here that says that we will bring them back home. But it's very, very important to note the following elements. First of all, this is not an exchange of prisoners. In October 7th, Hamas, this vicious ISIS radical regime, has actually not just butchered and raped our innocent civilians, but also kidnapped children, women, elderly. And today, at this prison, this exchange, we're not talking about a prison exchange. From the Israeli sides, we're going to be receiving back 10-month-old babies, 2 years old, 4 years old, 6 years old. These kids are coming back to a very, very traumatic event. They have sometimes lost one of their parents. Sometimes they have lost two of their parents. It's just mind-boggling to see it, and it's very emotional. On the other hand, Hamas has demanded to release convicted terrorists. Yes, some of them are women, some of them are minors at the age of 16, 17, etc. But they have committed violent terrorist activities against Israelis. Maybe they did not succeed in what they planned to do, but this is the exchange that we are talking about. Point number two that I want to mention is that we need to understand the mechanism that we have built here was created to create incentives for Hamas to release more and more hostages. But we want to make sure that it's understood that we are talking about an event that would have not have happened hadn't Israel pressed in a military campaign Hamas. Hamas is not a Boy Scout organization. They are not humanitarian. Obviously, we know what they did on October 7th, so it makes me laugh when they look at this as they define it as a humanitarian exchange. Last thing you can call them is humanitarian, but we will continue to make sure that after the cessation of fire and after the fact they will return, according to the mechanism is built, return those hostages. We will make sure that we'll continue pressing them until they bring all of our hostages back home.
I think you raise a great point there, that the exchange that's happening is essentially, innocent, completely innocent infants for 3 terrorists, so 1 to 3 exchange. But does it give Hamas, who can't be trusted, some incentive, at least, to hold this temporary truce? They want their prisoners. And as Trey Yingst raised a point, that right now they're assessing the damage in Gaza during this pause. They're getting out, they're seeing what's happened. They've been essentially unable to do that until this point. So do they have the incentive to hold for at least these 4 days as the exchange continues?
You're making a very good point. And for many years, until October 7th, we were actually out of Gaza and we disengaged totally from Gaza. And we were thinking that we could convince them to, let's call it how you say it in English, to play ball through economic incentives and through different kind of rationales that they will understand. But look, we are talking about a radical, vicious, murderous, genocidal agenda, a terrorist organization that is not shy about where they want to go ahead with Israel. They do not care about the innocent civilians in Israel that are butchered. They do not care about what's happening in Gaza. They care about the following things: killing Israelis, killing Jews, and full annihilation of the state of Israel. So we are talking with a regime that incentives would not work with them unless it's through understanding of military pressure on them. That's the only reason that they are now working in releasing some of the hostages. And I want to add one more thing here. Even if we go through the entire mechanism of the 4 days and the additional incentives of additional days, we are talking about, at this point, 20%. If all 50 hostages will come out, this is only 20% of the hostages that are still in Gaza. And we made it, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's our obligation to bring all of them back home.
And that is a great point. The fathers, brothers, so many other loved ones being essentially still held by the terrorists, by Hamas. One of the other things that's happening here is a propaganda war. And we don't want there to be a gratitude today to Hamas to reach the deal. This never should have happened to begin with. The children never should have been taken, the mothers, the fathers. No one should have been taken. So in the coming days, as we begin to learn what these hostages went through, they may not be able to be completely open about what they experienced. What do you expect propaganda-wise during these 4 days from Hamas?
We're expecting all of the tricks that they will be able to pull out of their sleeves. They are going to do all the psychological warfare. They're doing it in the lowest moral values elements that they could do. They are attacking the families of the hostages to create a split between them and to have them go after and attack the Israeli government. We know who we're dealing with. These are war criminals. It's not just the atrocities that they committed on October 7th. It's not just, as I mentioned, beheading of children, killing of elderly Holocaust survivors, raping of women. This is the International Day Against Violence Against Women. Nobody's really at the UN paying attention to what was done to our women over there. But these are war criminals, and we don't expect them to do anything rather than continue their efforts. And another point on that is, of course, the fact that we expect the Red Cross to go to visit our hostages to see that their medical situation, the humanitarian situation of theirs is good, is sound. And until now, which is another war crime, apart from the abduction itself, the fact that they're not allowing the Red Cross to meet them is another war crime. So we're dealing with war criminals, and I have zero expectations from them.
A very important reminder, never forget October 7th. Aviv Ezra, thank you very much for chatting with us this morning. We appreciate it as we're watching all of this.